We conducted audience research for our main product, our documentary, and our ancillary products, a radio advert and a double-page spread for a TV listing. To do this, we asked our primary audience, who are 16 to 19-year-old students in education and will come from a working-class background. We also asked examples of our secondary audience, who are 35 to 50 years old, are also working class and would have children in some form of education. The purpose of our audience research was to see how successful our three products were in terms of how we created a brand image in the three products, and also how effective we were in terms of creating an engaging documentary that fulfilled the purposes we proposed. We completed our research by showing the products to an audience and asking them to fill out a questionnaire in response.
Healthy food being more expensive than not so healthy food.
The audience were able to notice where all the three products would be featured. They also said that the three products linked. It was noted that this was due to follow certain codes and conventions that were used to emphasise the links between the products by certain audience members, such as the headlines and the main image.
Big Mistake featured quite largely in both products, and the key reporter is in the main picture.
This is important as it would help the audience gain information about the documentary and what it's about. The fact that it links with both the radio advert and double page spread would help in gaining more viewers, as the advertisement would be placed on both radio and print, meaning if a member of the target or secondary audience does not either read a magazine, which would more likely be the target audience as they don't fit the Radio Times' demographics, or listen to Radio 1, which would be most likely the secondary audience who don't fit the Radio 1's demographics, then they will still be able to hear about the documentary.
The prices needs to come down to buy healthier food.
Gather from the documentary the main message of eating healthy and the prices of eating healthy. This shows that we were successful in encoding the documentary's message. According to the reception theory by Stuart Hall, we, as the media producer, encoded this message through following codes and conventions of a documentary. The audience then will decode the message differently according to their personal experiences and lifestyle. There are three readings: a preferred reading where they agree with everything that is said, a negotiated reading where they will agree with half of the things that are said and also half would be their opinion, and an oppositional reading where they will disagree with everything. Due to the fact that both our target audience and secondary audience both noted the main message shows they had a preferred reading to the documentary, by us following conventions by having an engaging presenter of visual statistics tell the audience about the main problem of unhealthy eating. This also shows how we were successful in mediating parts of the documentaries, such as montages, where we selected only to use close-up shots of people eating fast foods instead of salads or sandwiches. However, the audience did not pick up any of the other sub-themes we explored in the documentary, such as how fast food companies and franchises do not care about health and the effects on the body of unhealthy eating. This may mean that the audience had more of a negotiated reading, or we did not emphasise these points enough for them to be remembered.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did remember that bit, yeah.
How would this
That was
sound?
quite clever actually, thinking about that now, yeah.
We used statistics in two different ways in the documentary. The first way was through the presenter stating the facts.
Regular consumption of certain ingredients in both processed foods and Coke can lead to high blood pressure, obesity and diabetes.
And also through visual statistics, where we use McDonald's packaging and chips to show the audience an example of what we are saying.
We found out that only 1 in 3 children are physically active every day, and empty calories from added sugars and solid fats contribute to 40% of total daily calories for.
Audience found the statistics to be informative, and only one member out of the 15 says that they were unsure about how persuasive they are. The secondary audience also said this, showing that the two audiences both reacted similar ways regarding them. By following the codes and conventions of using visual statistics, we managed to persuade the audience into believing the message, showing that we were successful in encoding them. Showing that we were successful in following them. This helped us encode the message of healthy, the effects of healthy eating and the prices of healthy eating in our documentary.
Yes, very engaging. Would recommend her for BBC or ITV.
We used the presenter to follow the mode of the documentary we proposed, which would have been a mixed. All of the audiences found the presenter engaging. This again shows how we were successful in using the codes and conventions of a documentary. Having an engaging presenter in the documentary seems to be an important part in presenting the message to an audience. By having not only a presenter but one that does not bore the audience by just stating facts in a monotonous voice is important in keeping the audience's interest and will make them want to carry on watching the documentary.
Yeah, I think although they're young, they're not toddlers, so they know their own mind, and I don't think they're going to lie for you because it's not their piece of work. They're just used as research. So
Definitely.
Yes, more realistic, I say.
The purpose of this question was to see if the audience were less likely to believe the opinions of students, as a common ideology of 16 to 19-year-olds in the documentary is that they don't care about issues and they are unrespecting of their elders. This could have affected the reliability of what the students were saying due to them being interested, and therefore we could have experienced a negotiated or even oppositional reading. The primary audience mainly stated that the students did not affect the reliability of what they are saying, with only 5 saying it does. This would explain the reading we received, as the vox pops were used as a way to add some context and reality to the facts and points the presenter was making. The secondary audience, however, had a conflicting opinion on this. Some said it did affect the reliability of what they were saying, and some said they are not. This could be that their age and experiences are different in comparison to the primary audience, and therefore had different representations of that age group. To fix this, we should have placed more people from other age groups in our vox pops.
They're alright.
Yeah, I think they were quite good.
I'd say 10 except for one part.
So I'm 8.
Yeah.
Okay. The sound levels from the documentary appeared to be successful, as the target audience rated it 8, 9 or 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Some people were able to identify certain areas that were not as successful, especially towards the end of the documentary where the sound levels raised. Having clear and consistent sound levels is important in creating an interesting documentary that the audience can understand and enjoy. I learned that having uneven sound levels would make the documentary seem unprofessional and could even have affected the type of reading the audience could have experienced, due to them not being able to trust us.
To inform the audience to bring the prices down.
It was to inform, definitely. Research, educate.
The uses and gratifications theory suggests a more active audience in comparison to the reception theory, due to the audience being able to select reasons why they would watch a documentary. For example, they could watch a TV show for one of 5 reasons: to educate, escape, provide social interaction, to identify with the characters, and to entertain. However, due to the 25 out of the 30 answers for this question from the target audience, the audience predominantly picked to investigate and to entertain, which shows that they might be slightly passive due to the fact that they mainly selected the answer that we mentioned in the documentary.
We consume. I'll be investigating what the main reason is.
To investigate. Shows how we successfully encoded the message of the documentary, as both audiences were able to select the correct purpose.
I would, yeah.